You look good, by the way.
All right. Welcome back, guys. This is Dr. Rad. We are learning graphing equations in slope-intercept form. Before today, you have learned how to graph an equation in standard form, which has the x and the y on the same side. If you notice, in slope-intercept form, you have two main things that you need to find, okay? Which is the slope and the intercept of an equation. So let's see what this looks like. All right, there's the famous slope-intercept form equation, y equals mx plus b. You notice it is a little different than standard form. Standard form has the x and the y on the same side. Okay, so to graph this, you would find the intercepts and then draw a line through those two intercepts. In slope-intercept form, it's actually a little bit easier. They give you everything you need without having to do any math at all. Okay, let's start with the last term, which is the first term that you're going to use. Okay, this is called our y-intercept. Okay, if you recall, the y-intercept always goes on the y-axis, right? So if our y-intercept happened to be 3, then I would graph, starting at 0, I would go up 1, 2, 3, and plot that point there. If my y-intercept were to be -5, I would go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and plot a point there. Okay, so the y-intercept is basically a point that lies on the y-axis. Okay, so let's write that. It is a point on. Okay, moving on. So you would always do this part first. You plot your first point on the y-axis. Next, you're going to look at your slope. Your slope is represented by the m. Okay. And slope is always written as a fraction. Okay. You may have heard slope in other contexts. For example, a ramp is, say, a skateboard ramp. It has a slope, usually a positive slope. If you're going upward, that's a positive slope. If you were going downward, that's a negative slope. Okay, so slope has to do kind of with how much of an incline a line would have. Okay, so a slope is usually written as a fraction of rise over run. Okay, the rise, or the number on top, will tell you how much to go up or down, depending if it is a positive number or a negative number. Next, you look at your run, or the bottom number. That one tells you how much to move right or left, depending if it is positive or negative. Okay? And the order goes, you first plot the y-intercept, second, okay, you would move up or down from that point, and then third, you would do left or right as much as it says, and then that's when you finally plot your second point. Okay, let's see how this works. Example 1. Let's say we have the equation y equals 2/3 x minus 4. First thing I would do is identify my y-intercept. That's the first thing. Here it is. Remember, whatever sign is to the left of a number belongs to that number. That is a -4 y-intercept. I'm going to go ahead and plot my y-intercept first. This is the first thing I do. Okay, my y-intercept is -4. I start at 0. I know it's going to be on this vertical line, and I'm going to go down 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. I am halfway done with the problem already. Okay, next let's go back and identify our slope. The slope is always the number or fraction next to the variable x. Okay, just like I pointed out earlier, it happens to be a fraction of 2/3. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. Okay, my rise is a +2, so I know I am going to rise 2. And my run is a +3, so I am going to go to the right 3 spaces, starting from my y-intercept. Okay, let's do this over here. We started at -4. We're going to go up 2 spaces, 1, 2, and then we're going to go to the right 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, point. From there, you can use your ruler. Make sure it's a perfect line. And we are finished with example 1. You graph a line in slope-intercept form. Okay, example 2. Okay, let's say we have the equation y equals -3x plus 6. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is identify my y-intercept, +6, and identify my slope as -3. We're running into a little bit of a problem here. My slope is not written as a fraction. So yeah, I know what the rise is, -3 down, but what is the run? Well, that is an easy fix. You can write any number as a fraction by just writing it over 1. So let's graph this. Okay. I start with my y-intercept of +6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 3, right 1. 1, 2, 3, and right 1. There is our line. Okay? You may notice that instead of the line going like our original problem up, this time it's going down, going from left to right. This is a negative slope. Left to right going up is a positive slope. And that directly relates to whether your slope is negative, like -3, or if your slope was positive, like 2/3 on the first one. Okay, last problem. All right, they do get a little trickier. Example number 3. Y equals -1/3 x plus 5. All right. The y-intercept is simple to find. I'm going to go ahead and plot that first. It is at +5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then we have a slope of -1/3. I don't know if I go up 1 or down 1, or right 3 or left 3. Who gets the negative? The answer is you get to choose who gets the negative. You get to give it to the 1, making it -1/3, or you can give it to the 3, making it 1/-3. You get to pick. Truth is, they're going to give you the same answer. And I'll show you. I'll graph both, and you will see. Let's start with our +5. Oh, it's already up. Next, we are going to graph our slope. I'm going to do the first one, -1 down, and then write 3 because it's positive, that one's negative. So down 1, and write 1, 2, 3. Okay? Let's plot the other slope. +1, go up 1, and then left 3. Up 1, left 1, 2, 3. And just like magic, you see that this actually would give you the same line. Okay? Notice their slope was negative. That's why our slope is going down from left to right. Alright guys, that is graphing equations in slope-intercept form. There is your homework, 2 problems on the board. Oh, messed up at the end there.